2 years ago, I started meditating. I don't know what happened, but I just sort of thought, well, meditation's a good idea. So I actually started to actually do it. And I did it for like half an hour a day. And that's when almost every teaching of yours started to happen in my life.
Because in meditation, what happens? In meditation, you let go of the cork.
Yeah.
When you stop the thought, you stop resistance. When you stop resistance, your vibration raises. When your vibration raises, what's in your vortex can be realized by you seamlessly.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, and it was so exciting because it's like, oh my gosh, all this stuff, you talk about the vortex and you talk about it being pregnant with the things you put in it, or, put in it. And actually this stuff started flowing to me almost to the point where it was like, it reminded me of like there was a parable where Jesus's disciples were, they put the net out and then the net was so full of fish that it was bursting the net. And that's sort of how I feel about my life in some ways. In some ways, it's happening so fast that I don't even know how to keep up with it.
Because in real time, once you've practiced it, and once you've got the hang of the feeling of it, then the real-time realization is you just move through time as this wholly focused, all of you, in this moment. Your point of attraction is exponentially enhanced. We cannot even find accurate comparative description of the leverage that you accomplish once you do what you've been doing. In other words, and that doesn't mean that you can't focus in some way and prevent it or resist it or hinder it, but once it starts flowing, once you've got that, then the entire world has to perceive you as you perceive yourself within the world.
Yeah.
The world is reflecting back to you exactly what your opinion of you is. So what you accomplish during meditation is a merging of the opinion of Source with you.
Yeah.
You just can't, the flow, the dominance of who you really are will prevail every time. Yeah. Even if you have to croak for that to occur.
Well, I'm finally believing I don't have to croak for this stuff to start happening.
You don't. Good.
And it's really a wonderful thing. I will say the only negative part about where I've gotten is like I feel in some ways like I've raised my vibration so high that sometimes I feel like, oh shit, I'm the only person here. I'm the only person, I don't know, like lonely at the top kind of a thing.
But here's the thing. That intellectually that sounded pretty good. However, these are the flaws in it. When you are really in alignment, you are blended with the whole of who you are, and that is the opposite of lonely.
Yeah.
That's full. So if you're feeling a moment of detachment or loneliness from others, it's not because you've achieved a high vibration and there's nobody else there with you. It's because you have been high, you know what that feels like, and now you're not, and what you're lonely for is your alignment.
Yeah.
Every time, every single time. We know what you're talking about. Esther's been saying she says I'm a vibrational snob, meaning that once you have felt the fullness of all of you being present in the moment, nothing else will do.
Yeah.
But your loneliness is not about, you see, you never did want to fill that void with other people. That is truly looking for love in all the wrong places. That's looking for alignment in all the wrong places. When you find alignment, you're happy by yourself. When you find alignment, you're happy when you're with others. When you find alignment, there's an unconditional happiness. You don't need people to behave or perform in any certain way in order for you to feel good. You just feel good because that's what you've practiced yourself into, you see. So if you're still feeling some loneliness, that's all right. It just means you're still working the kinks out of this steady alignment thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the negativity really hits you once you start going up. And, negativity has been, I feel like I'm soaring and
everything is relational, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
so
going faster and then hitting the tree like you talked about.
You get accustomed to being in vibrational alignment with who you are. Nothing else will do. Nothing else will do.
Yeah.
Nothing is worth any struggle. If there's struggle involved, there's resistance involved. Do something different.
Well, it's like you say, you can't go back. You can't, once you go higher, you can't give in to the negative thoughts
that is the perfect statement to make right here, because When you have found alignment with Source, when you have found the perfection of personal blending with who you are, looking for it in a conversation with a friend is going back.
Yeah.
Trying to find somebody that gets you is going back. Because it's not their job to get you, it's their job to get them.
Right. Right.
And almost always it's looking for a little validation. In other words, let's talk and let's revel, and that is delicious. We know what you're talking about. When you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and you're visiting with somebody else who's turned in, tapped in, turned on, that's what happens in these gatherings. You come, you get more and more in alignment, and the group consensus gets higher and higher, and wonderful things happen. We're not trying to talk you into being alone. We just want you to understand that you don't need to be with anyone else to have full alignment, and in full alignment, others who have full alignment will join you. So here's what's happening to you. You found that alignment so often that you recognize it, you know it when you see it. And now you are sort of manually trying to manipulate your relationships into flying around with high flyers.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
But you can't do it that way. You got to fly high and let law of attraction bring you the high flyers.
Yeah.
You don't want to try to micromanage, because if you try to do it, now you've got this. May I please have your resume? I like your vibrational resume. Well, just complete these questions. Choose A, B, C, or D. I'm usually happy. I'm usually ornery. I care a lot about what you think. I don't give a rip about what you think. Just fill in the ones that apply to you. And then you go through this long list of things until you drive yourself crazy, and you find no one who's a perfect vibrational match to you, because everybody's got some freaky thing about them that's going to make you nuts.
Yeah. Well, I felt like my vibration was down here, and there were all the people that I was around down here, and then I felt like I went up, and I feel like I want to bring everybody up with me, and I know I can't do that, but I think that's where the loneliness came from at first, in terms of, I feel like I raised my vibration substantially.
So you're a teacher.
Yeah.
You're an uplifter.
Yeah, I want to do that.
So, well, that'll get you every time. First, the realization that they're down there is not good for them, for you to know that.
Yeah.
Welcome to my class. You're all down there. But I will bring you up here where you belong.
Yeah, all right. Maybe.
Except, but in noticing that you're down there, now I've come down here with you. And I really don't appreciate being down here with you. And even though we're all down here together, I feel lonely. I feel lonely for who I really am.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe guilty as charged with that one.